Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 21st, and the polls are open and the stakes are high. Voters across the island are deciding the fate of their school budgets. This is a look at Port Washington this morning. Sherry Einhorn has a look at what's at stake in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
There's a lot at stake during the Super Tuesday vote, and in some communities, programs and job cuts could be real possibilities. Some of those districts include Port Washington, Manhasset, Amityville, West Babylon, Sachem, and Riverhead. West Babylon's Maria Torres says she's worried about reductions in mental health staff.
The kids have a hard time speaking about their feelings at the elementary level. And, sometimes it's easier to speak to someone that's not your mom or dad.
A handful of districts are proposing budgets that pierce the tax cap, requiring a 60% yes vote. Others, like Amityville, are staying within the cap, but already announced layoffs earlier in the year, which was addressed in this budget newsletter. Quote, while the board's decisions have been difficult, they were made with careful consideration and with the primary goal of ensuring the long-term sustainability of district operations. Here in Amityville, the Teachers Association president tells me he's obviously worried about what could happen if the budget is defeated.
We want people to understand that it's very important for them to support the budget in order for us to maintain whatever staff it is that we have left, in order to maintain any of the programs that it is that we have. This is part of us being able to get ourselves back on track.
At a Sachem School District budget presentation earlier this month, one board member had this to say about the balance between what they pay out versus what they get from the state.
They're dictating to this community how we're going to educate our kids. They put formulas in place that try to control what we provide to our kids. It's not us, it's Albany.
Others, like Sandra Natal from Lindenhurst, say they typically do support school budgets, even though her kids are long out of school.
I think it's a community effort. It does keep the community together.
I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Sherry, thank you. Read more about your school's proposed budget on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Update in the Gilgo killings investigation. Police are still at suspected serial killer Rex Heuermann's home. This is the scene this morning in Massapequa Park. Multiple law enforcement agencies returned here yesterday. They set up tents as officers removed boxes and bags of evidence from the Heuermann home. The Suffolk DA declined to comment about what they were searching for, but we did speak to neighbors about the return of police in their community.
I think that it's gone. Except when I heard the helicopter up there, and I said, oh, God, I just wish it would go away and dig up everything you got to do and just do away with it.
Heuermann is being held without bail, accused in the killings of 4 women whose remains were found along Gilgo Beach. The defense could rest its case today in former President Trump's Manhattan hush money trial. They will continue to question their witnesses, with high-profile Nassau County criminal lawyer Robert Costello expected back on the stand. Donald Trump is accused of falsifying business records to cover up an alleged affair with adult star Stormy Daniels in an attempt to sway the 2016 presidential election. A West Babylon homeless shelter has been ordered to shut down. Babylon Town says the Family Service League that leases the church building didn't get proper occupancy approval. The shelter has until the end of June to relocate the 20 women who live here. A cheaper way to get to the city this summer. The MTA is bringing back its Summer Saturdays ticket discount program. The program is aimed at encouraging Long Islanders to take the train to Manhattan on the weekends. Monthly LIRR ticket holders can travel anywhere in the system on Saturdays in July and August at no additional cost and can bring up to 2 guests for $1 each way. Another delay in the railroad's Omni Fare payment system. It won't be rolled out for another 2 years after the MTA dropped the developer. Already in place on city buses and subways, Omni allows riders to pay with a tap of a phone or a credit card. Suffolk County paid out $29.5 million to settle lawsuits. Macy Eglin looks at what's behind the massive increase in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
For the year 2023, Suffolk County will pay out more than $29 million to settle lawsuits and legal claims, compared to the year before, when it spent about $7.7 million, a massive increase discovered in documents obtained by Newsday.
There were 6 settlements in 2023 of more than $1 million. In any given year, a single large settlement could skew those figures.
The largest settlement last year cost $5 million. In 2014, an 8-year-old boy and his cousin were struck by a Suffolk police cruiser that had been hit by another car, propelling it into the sidewalk. The family's attorney declined to comment. The second highest, $3.85 million, paid to Sean Lawrence. His second-degree murder conviction was vacated in 2018 after he already served 6 years. His attorney also declined to comment. So where is the money for these settlements coming from? According to the county, they're digging into reserve funds for the payouts, and experts say there's likely a strategy behind aggressively settling these cases.
If they can clear the books, resolve these cases as best they can, that could increase the county's bond rating, which lowers borrowing costs. And Romaine has said that's a big priority for his administration.
And an even more expensive year ahead. For 2024, we've already seen 2 settlements for over $10 million each, paid for by the reserve fund and insurance.
So we're already north of $30 million for 2024.
The county is still facing several other large claims, including a $198 million lawsuit over the use of sewer funds. Reporting for NewsdayTV, I'm Macy Eglund.
Macy, thank you. Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Sip and Shop. A growing number of Long Island boutiques have cafes inside. Elisa DiStefano heads to Atlantic Beach to check out Sea City Vintage, a story you'll see only in Newsday.
It's Sip and Shop in the Seaside store. Sea City Vintage in Atlantic Beach is owned by husband-wife duo Tom and Cassie Justice.
Thank you. They're either coming for vintage or they're coming for coffee. So if they come for coffee, they'll walk in, they'll grab their coffee, and then usually they'll look around. Or on the flip side, if they come in for vintage, they'll be like, oh, you did have coffee too. So that's been kind of a nice little compliment, is everybody kind of comes in and gets something.
They also serve tea and cold brew, along with a selection of artisan toasts and pastries.
One of the things that makes us special is we collect collections. These are great for somebody that has that coastal grandmother aesthetic.
So this is a totally different nautical vibe.
One of our best sellers are our old salties. We get new things almost daily. Everything we sell has a story. Everything is secondhand. We focus on mostly 50s, 60s, and 70s for the shop, but we go as late as 90s for clothing.
Wait, 90s is vintage?
It is vintage. Anything over 20 years old. Yes, you are vintage, my friends. You are vintage.
Back in Time is a very unique store. It's an experience more than just shopping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See this.
We have old stuff, new stuff, repurposed stuff. So this is one of our repurposed pieces. It's a antique piano, which we turned into a bar.
There are so many fun finds inside of Laura Napolitano's vintage home decor store, including Elisa's Niece's Cafe, run by her daughter, Jenna Tomeo.
Everything we make is baked here, all of our desserts. We have some bar stools in the cafe. We have a cottage outside that has extra seating, and then we have tons of outdoor space too.
So you can stop, have a sweet, and refuel for some more shopping.
Or grab a drink in their courtyard bar.
There is still more shopping to do, and I want everything in here.
Elisa DiStefano, Newsday TV.
Thanks, Elisa. Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Your hyperlocal Tuesday weather now. Here's a look outside over 39A in Southampton Village. You may see some lingering fog out there, mostly sunny and warm today. Here's a look at today's forecasted highs across the island. Look at the difference. Low 60s on the east end, and parts of the North Shore could see near 80 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with highs around 70 degrees. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast as we head into Memorial Day weekend.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.